I'm Tom Jones, and welcome to another of the free art lessons. This again is going to be one that I think will be very valuable for you. There's not going to be much painting in this. We're not really painting a scene. But I think, again, this is one of those tips that I think will help you in your painting, especially if you're a brand new painter. So let me take a moment. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about mixing dark paints or dark colors from the colors that I have on my palette. I think it's important to establish that we need to start initially with dark pigments. I'm going to start with a Prussian blue. You could use a Prussian blue, you could use an indanthrene blue, you can use a deep royal blue, and any of those deepest blues. You could even use an indigo if you want, but if you use an indigo, put a touch of an ultramarine blue with it, because the indigo is a little too gray, and if you add just a touch of blue with it, it'll brighten the color up. But in this case, I'm going to use a Prussian blue, and you can see how dark it is. Watch when I pull it out of my palette over here. Look at this is Prussian blue. See how beautiful that is? It's a deep, deep blue. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my 1-inch flat brush, this beautiful 1-inch flat brush. I'm going to take and pull up a little bit of rose color, and I'm going to add the rose to it. So I've got my Prussian blue, and then what I'm going to do is I'm going to, and it's nice and thick now, you want to make sure that there's not a lot of water. It's nice and thick. Not quite like an acrylic or an oil, but it's very thick for watercolor. I'm going to come in and I'm going to put down some beautiful bright or dark color. Look how beautiful that looks. See, that's dark. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to leave my brush here. I'll go to my 3/4 inch brush and I'll pick up a little bit of the Prussian blue in this case, and I'll pick up a little hooker green and get a darker green. So now I have another color, so I have a little variety going on. Now what I'll do is I'll establish a little bit of this green color, and notice how I have a little variety going on now. This has a little bit of the rose with the Prussian. This has a little bit of the green with the Prussian. Let's go back, in this case, and just use the Prussian by itself. We pick up some more Prussian, and we'll add just the Prussian in there. Now what I want to do is I'm going to take and I'm going to establish a little bit of interest here, and I'm going to do it by adding just a little bit of my cerulean blue, just for a little fun. So I'm going to take a cerulean blue. Now you might say, gee, Tom, that's not very dark. Well, it's not, but it's going to add just a touch of interest in this area. And I say just a touch. So I'm going to put just a little cerulean. Now I'm going to come back, pick up some more Prussian, and I'm going to put some Prussian next to it. And you get this wonderful little interesting effect going on in your darks. So I can take and splatter a little bit of that cerulean blue in there. And how interesting and juicy now these darks are. But you must start with darks first. You must, with the dark pigments first. You must start with like a deep Prussian blue, an indanthrene blue, royal blue, any of those colors. If you start with light blues, you can't get it dark enough. Now, there are other ways to make darks as well. This is the way I like to make darks, and I think you'll find it an easy way. And don't forget, you want a variety of darks going on. So we start out with some Prussian, we'll add a little rose, we'll go get some more Prussian, we'll add a little green, and then I threw in a little cerulean. You can even come back and just use a little touch of the hooker green all by itself and have a nice, interesting variety of colors going on in your dark backgrounds or dark areas, on buildings, on mountains, and anywhere you think that it needs dark for your landscape. This is a beautiful way of doing it. I hope that this tip has helped you. Thank you for joining me today.